Okay, I'm going to show a quick crash course on how to use mods in Hot Utils because I um, looked at it and there's actually like video content. This is just on like how to do stuff. This isn't actually how to use the site. And like if you go to like mods, I mean, I think somewhere there's a help button, but anyways, it's not as easy as I thought to like figure out how to use this, and I did invest quite a bit of time in this when I started. So um, basically, the in a nutshell, you could there's two ways to use it. You can use Hot Utils like homegrown mod management, so you can like filter it like unequipped, like if for example, if you've got incomplete mods, I can do upgrade incomplete to expose all, which basically means it's going to level it up to the level at which it exposes all of the stats. So for like if it's a gray, it'll take it to level 12. If it's a green, level 9, and so on and so forth. Um, and so I have filters set up. These are public. Yeah, I made these public. So I created this. This is basically based on Darth Loquitur's Mod Mastery series, like kind of what he considers um, or what he calls a high potential mod, which if do I still have it? Yeah. He loves PowerPoints, so so this is kind of his criteria. Like if you've got a gray or a green, and if it's 5 speed with two good sub attributes, like if it's offense mod with offense percent and offense flat, then that would qualify. That's something you should slice. So basically, I took all that data, I put it into these filters, and these are public. So now, if you wanted to use them yourself, you can go to Add Public Filter, and you can search for it. So you can do Darth Loquitur, and yeah. So I can't see mine, probably because I created them, but I'm guessing that if you went to add it, you would be able to see mine. So I have filters set up to tell me what to slice, what to keep, what to garbage, non-speed errors, obviously junk. So that's kind of like these filters determines what goes into. I actually don't know why these are in mark to slice, honestly, because this is already 5 speed. This is something new that started happening, so kind of ignore that. Um, but if I had something that was actually like it fit this criteria to slice, it would go here on the mods to slice. But so my filters are looking at it, and it's okay, these don't have any speed, so those it's categorized as garbage, so you can just do select all and sell, and and there you go. So like this is a good example. What I've started doing too, if it gets to level 12 and it's 3 speed, it's like it's expensive. It's like 150k credits just to see if I get a speed hit. I've just been junking these. I don't keep that crap. But anyways, the premise is like if you have a ton of mods at once, you can do the upgrade to expose all. So you can like mass reveal mods and then you can mass sell them. So it makes it very easy to like level up mods. Like these have speed rolls, even though they're some of them are already have all the stats exposed. So to get them into the workbench, which is just what it sounds like, I can just do an upgrade single tier, and that way it will get in the workbench, and then from there I can I usually just take them up to 12 and see if I get any good hits. Okay, this will be a good example. So see, we got a couple hits that are worth slicing. Unmatched mods basically means it doesn't match any of the filters to keep or junk. I've just been selling those because I have enough mods that I don't need the marginal stuff. Mods to slice, you can also do this en masse. Um, so you can upgrade the max level and slice. They'll kind of be shaded out if you can't slice them. Like, see, this one is shaded out because I don't have. You can see all your slicing mats up here. You see, I don't have enough to take it to 6 dots, so that's fine. And basically, I'm just gonna keep slicing until it tells me not to. So I kind of alternate between. Okay, so it's saying stop, so we'll stop. I kind of alternate between like farming mods and farming slice mats, because as you run out of slice mats, then you have to go back to that. So anywho, so that's how you can actually like do that, and then you can look at equipped if you want. I don't stay on the screen too much. Basically, occasionally I'll look if an important character got a mod and it's level 12, then I'll take it to max level. You generally want it to be max level if it's equipped on a character, or if it's equipped on a character you actually care about, because you get the set bonus. You get more of a set bonus when it's max level. So anywho, um, it's kind of a little bit of a digression. The important thing is, so you can use either Hot Utils homegrown thing, which is the wizard, or you can use GI's optimizer, which kind of goes to Grand Ivory's site. What I've started doing is I will just manually create a loadout, whatever. I think you can filter by category. You can use all characters in the loadout. Here's the thing about that. It's not The more characters you include for it to try to optimize modding, it's going to spread it out over all of them. So if you have 100 characters, it's going to spread out your good mods over 100 characters. So if you only actually need 50 of those characters to have good mods, then it would behoove you to only have those 50 characters in the loadout. So I'm, yeah, it's good, just use all. So actually, well, anyways, I'll show you how to make a loadout. And okay, so you got a loadout. It's got everything. Great. You can also tell it like don't include everything, and you can like you can uncheck some of this stuff or whatnot. Um, a quick way to get a 5v5, or like you can do 5v5, 3v3, etc. Is you can go through this. I just use strangers meta, whatever. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Cool. And it kind of takes a little bit once you have a pretty big loadout, but that's fine. Okay, so this gets you, and you generally do want to have a backup loadout at least to start, because whatever you currently have equipped, this will save it, which you probably want. And you just want to be careful that you don't check push the game unless you actually want to push the game. That will obviously break your connection, and it will cost a lot of credits. Okay, so we use the wizard to quickly create a 5v5 loadout, and now the difference is, it basically did the same thing as us just manually creating a new loadout. It's got, the 60 unit counts, so anywho. Now you got a bunch of crap on this screen, so this is actually the part where I made the video, because it's like, yeah, this is... Anywho, now if I equal to... Yeah, see, I didn't even know this existed. But so remove visible doesn't work too well. You can remove all, but then like you can't see anything unless you use. So like that's not super helpful, right? But if you make a new loadout, it's like I don't really care about anything unless it's like G12 or higher, right? So I guess you can go to remove advanced equal to or less than. So I guess it'll be 11 because I want it to be there. Yeah, see, there you go. So you got G12 and your relics. Like this is kind of stuff you care about. Now, from here, if you want to uncheck and you want to individually include units that are under G12 that you do care about, like Iden or Rex or whatever, then you can do that. I actually don't care about Jogan, but this is just an example. Okay, so now you've got the characters that you actually want it to mod. From here, what you can do is you can go to priorities and you can hit auto prioritize, and I generally just leave it with these settings, and it'll kind of move the characters around of what it thinks the order of importance is. Obviously GLs are going to go to the top, and then you just click automate, and there's a bunch of options. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I just hit OK, and that's it. Okay, so you notice remove stat targets unable to find set. This means in a perfect world you would have all the mods you need to have the optimal mod sets, but that's not going to be the case. So for example, this is what it put on JMK, this is what it's wanting to put on C, and so on and so forth. So now here's where you can fine tune it, because like C, I don't like these mods. his health should be between 180 to 200,000 to really have the survivability that he needs. So from here, what you can do is you can click on him and you can adjust these sliders. Like if you care more about health or protection, you can kind of move these, you can move them to the right, whatever. Um, but you can also go to required stat targets and you can add them. So like for health, I want him to have a minimum of 180,000 speed, 200,000 speed max, because outside that it's kind of unnecessary. And then you can hit the check, go back, and then you can re-automate. This allows you to fine tune what Hot Utils does based on your own knowledge. Like if you want to just leave it as is, that's totally fine. But if you want it to kind of take into account some preferences like that, there you go. It meets your criteria, and it optimizes everything else for you. Um, the other thing that's kind of important is, like, say I really like the mods on gas. I don't want gas to change. It's not changing anything anyways, but maybe it was going to in the future. I can lock it. So now when I've got my list, you can see this green check means that I made a modification. I added a required stat target to C, and what the hell is gas? And gas is locked. So you can kind of play with that to your extent, or to the extent that you want to, or you can just let it use whatever it wants to do. The only time you would need to change this loadout is if you relic or otherwise gear up a new character. You would obviously have to go to this screen and check on it to include it, and that's it. So, and then for file, this save locked unit status and loadout is important. You want to always have that checked, and you can give it whatever name. I don't list this. I don't really give a shit what the category is. But then you can save it, and if you want to push it straight away to the game, then obviously you can hit that slider. That's fine. And then so now, for example, so when you go to Hot Utils, you go to Mods, you go to Loadouts, Create New Loadout. Um, is how you get that, obviously. But now, okay, so we have our loadout. What if I want to update it? This update does not actually do what you think it does. It basically just copies what you have in game, which is not very useful. When you want to edit the loadout, you would click Edit, and then you can go through and you can add new characters. You can do auto prioritize again, or whatever. And when you're done, you just go over to File and hit Save again. And obviously, if you want to push it to game, you'd hit that. I think that's about it. Load. This will push it in the game, obviously. So another thing that I think is useful, that I will show you, is if you have the loadout already created here. Like I have my default loadout and I have my crate loadout. You can activate these from the bot commands channel in Discord. You can just do loadouts, load, name, and if you tab forward, it gives you the options that it loads from here. So like if I wanted to load the crate, all I have to do is do this and hit enter, and boom, it will push the crate loadout in the game for me. I don't even have to log into Hot Utils. So hopefully that makes sense. Not too much effort to set up. Well, it's a little bit of effort to set up, but then once it is, it's kind of brainless to do it. And you can let Hot Utils do as much of the automation or as little as you want. So hope it helps.